Hello, hello, my friends, and welcome to tonight's episode of The Strength of Thousands Adventure Path here on twitch.tv/tabletop rules. We hope you're doing well tonight. Before we get started, announcements. Announcement the first. Other shows on the channel. Tomorrow night, the Sprout stream. Will, Matt, Data, Sarah, Final Fantasy 14. I have a class at max level now. Woo.
Yay!
Dark Knights at max level. The
Yay!
edgiest
Now
of
you can start
edgelords.
healing, so I can stop having to do so.
I will jump on Scholar and I will work on that now. Then on Wednesday, Wild Ambition.
Wild ambition.
Yippee-ki-yay,
Wild
Now
yee-howdy-hey.
with more trauma than before.
I was just gonna
Not
say
a
that.
lot.
Damn.
There's not that much trauma going on right now.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I'm not sure.
I would
That's a
not.
mighty bold statement if I ever did hear one.
From an audience perspective, it's quite trauma.
Was it trauma? I thought it was
one
like
member-
good dramatic.
One member of our
That you just said the same thing Sarah said.
Yeah.
one of our party is going to have to grapple with the deep darkness within their own soul and the expectations they set for themselves.
Well, yeah.
Which one?
I don't know. Throw a dartboard. 2 out of 3, you're probably right.
Yucky.
I'm fairly certain if you hit any of them, something will unearth itself.
Oh.
Then on Thursday we're off. Muse and Games, Pathfinder 2e. Walk-ins. We have 4 spots available for walk-ins this week. Because we have 2 tables of 4 right now. So those can go up to tables of 6. So we have 4 open spots because I had enough people sign up that I had to beg one of the other GMs who doesn't normally come out to GM to come and GM at the location, so that we could so that everyone could play and I wouldn't have to turn people away due to a glitch in the store's website.
Oh, you poor baby, having successful turnout. So sad.
God
Yeah.
forbid.
God forbid people enjoy your games and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's on Friday?
Friday, Astral Calling. A space adventure. Will they be able to save Captain Cypress from themselves? Join us and find out.
Who
Then
knows?
on a Saturday, Tabletop Rose, Solasta 2. Assuming we have Calf, will be here this week.
Oh, well, I just got a letter about the stream on Saturday. Oh, no, it was just more Sorax.
Oh, more Sorax.
Oops, all Sorax.
Oops, all Sorax.
What?
Oh no.
So you have to understand, half the time when Calf is unavailable for the Saturday stream, I find out on this stream from you.
Well, because he's
no.
supposed to tell you these things, and then he does.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
need-
Clearly.
They need to teach communication in schools.
They do.
Yeah.
I say this looking at all my coworkers.
Speaking of
Mhm.
communication, do you know who has some good communication? Emily, Sarah, and I on Sundays for Stardew Sunday, as we work together to get to perfection.
It's not where I
Do
thought
we
that was
have great
going.
communication?
I
I
think
tend
we
to
do.
continuously mess up your plans for
Well,
great things getting done in that game.
I mean, we
'Cause-
relatively do fine. I mean,
I'm
I'm not going
Coral
to say,
Island's not going to be much better, my dude.
Sarah, when we get to Coral Island, I may have to be pretty draconian so that I can make sure that we get you to the mermaids as fast as possible.
Too true. Too
Yeah.
true. I will be focused on that. On the ecosystem, the ecological system. That's what I'm focused on.
There's a
Sure.
mermaid with attachment issues that Sarah's going to fix. Then
And no shirt.
no shirt. I mean, why would you?
Well, he's got silver hair and scars. I can't make this
I mean,
any clearer.
Such things would only create drag in the water anyway.
It's very true. Actually, McKenna, I have to say the mermaids, not just the merman, the mermaids, also delightful.
See, McKenna will
Just
believe
absolutely
you.
gorgeous. Chef's kiss.
McKenna will
Love.
believe you, Sarah. Then on Monday, the Strength of Thousands AP, also known as the Best and the Brightest, also known as Matt's Baby.
I got him to say it. You said the best and the brightest.
I did.
I'm so angry, Will, that out of all of our streams, except for like the league,
Mhm.
the team doesn't have a name. We don't have a party name. It bothers me.
I mean,
Just
I thought
on a branding
thought-
perspective.
I thought that Friday night it was the Dream God and their worshippers. I thought that was the name of the.
We
No
never
one has
discussed
said that ever, so no.
That was the only
the
correct way to say that,
hell?
Matthew.
Or is
I
it?
try. I
Or
try so
hear me
hard.
out. Hear me out. Darius's prayer group.
Definitely not.
Considering the context of the joke you guys keep making about Darius when he's praying, that has really unfortunate connotations.
That's the
It
joke.
does.
Context is everything, my dude.
Speaking of context, someone who has much more context for this adventure path than I do, Matt. I'm going to hand things off to you.
A good
Through the
segue.
looking glass.
Boom.
Yes.
That was a
Hello,
good-
everyone. Welcome back to the Strength of Thousands adventure path. We have crossed the great zenith of the adventure path and are now barreling down the hill towards the finish line like some sort of madcap go-kart race that I would love to see. That would be really fun. I want to go go-karting. But we're not here to do go-karting. We're here to do fantasy scholastic adventures, which for some reason involves a lot of bugs. Somewhere there's a bookworm joke in there
lot of
somewhere, but
bugs.
it's a lot of bugs. I don't know.
A lot of bugs and no bookworms.
Yeah, not a single one. That's
Well,
weird.
there were.
Single one.
I mean, Avi's sort of a bookworm, but not in the
There
literal
were those
sense.
things that were eating the books.
She's a book bat, mind you.
Well, on that note, McKenna, please introduce this book bat, and
Book
yourself.
bat.
And for tonight's fun little question, for a little bit of catharsis, please mention something that is perhaps a tad unreasonable, but just gets under your skin. That just irks you. Not something that, like, I'm not trying to get ammo here. Don't say
They
anything
have
to
to
people.
pick just one? There are so many inconsequential things that bother me. Hi everyone, I'm McKenna Reed. Will knows. And tonight I am playing Book Bat, Avi, also known as a witch, as well as her familiar Agate. McKenna Ray art on all of the socials. I have misophonia. I got it from my mom. So truly any unnecessary sound, and sometimes necessary sounds, really, really bother me. Snoring is a big one. God forbid a future partner ever snores, we would need to have separate rooms.
You would force them to
Full
sleep
stop.
outside in a different room.
I didn't force you to sleep outside in a different room.
You didn't.
I
And you
sat there
didn't-
and ground my teeth.
And you didn't smother him in his sleep. Good job.
I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought of it.
I know you did.
It sends me into a blind, violent rage. I don't recognize myself when I am dealing with sounds I don't like. It's horrible. Chewing is another one. If I am sitting across someone who is an open mouth chewer, you'll see me like glare at them until they're like, what's wrong? And then I have to be like, can you please chew with your mouth closed? And I feel so rude every time doing it, but I can't. Please.
I know this for a fact because I have a terrible habit ingrained upon me by my own mother. McKenna knows this, and that we
I know.
chew our ice from our glasses. and
Yeah.
it
Oh
just-
my god, that drives
it
McKenna
is-
fucking mad.
It is a terrible habit, and I know it pisses her off. But just like my leg shaking, I just do not know I'm doing it.
I trained myself out of it because whenever I would do it, I would snap an elastic band on my hand
Jesus.
so that I would stop doing it
I
because it
try
bugged
to be
McKenna so
much better, and if I do chew ice, I definitely do it far away from people.
But
I
chew on
remember there
ice
was
is
one
so
time I was
fun.
in the car with Will and his
Oh,
family,
Jesus.
and they were all
chewing.
chewing, and it was just a closed space with a 3-to-1 ratio
I'm
of
so
ice chewers,
sorry.
and I was just sitting there like white knuckle on the
Hell.
door handle, like, and finally Will was like, I think we need to stop chewing ice, everyone. And they were very accommodating for me, and I very much appreciate it. But that is my irrational pet peeve.
In that case, one turn deserves another. Will. It doesn't have to be a McKenna, mind you, but
But I wouldn't blame you if it was.
I don't think it can be. Here's the thing, right? Like,
Are
hi,
you saying
I'm
it
Will.
They're
can?
just so
Also
hard to poke
known,
holes at.
also known as Igara and Tabletop Rolls and Choco, and all the others on the internet tonight. And tonight, I'm playing Igara, Gama, and Choco, also known as Tabletop Rolls. And here's the issue: the things that annoy me, that are perfectly reasonable, don't annoy me enough for them to be annoying for me to care, if that makes sense. Like,
That's okay. You're allowed to say something that is only like,
I'm just
you
like,
know, it doesn't have to send you into a blind rage.
I don't have anything that sends me into like a blind rage for no reason.
It just could be something that someone does that you behind their back will just kind of narrow your eyes at
The
them, like,
only thing that makes me like narrow my eyes at people for that is like, and this is gonna sound stupid because it's really fucking dumb, but like,
this is a safe space. Have a little candy heart.
if you like, when you're like cleaning places, right? Like if you're cleaning like a room and like you
Mhm.
don't move furniture to clean,
That
like
makes
to
sense.
like clean crevices.
Are you really cleaning?
Yeah. That's it. That's mine. I
Okay.
don't know. It's a cop out because I don't really
If you don't
can't-
move things,
I can't
you're
really-
cleaning?
I can't really think
Yeah,
of
it's like if you are cleaning underneath if you don't, I mean, arguably I understand that, especially it's difficult if it's like a super heavy cabinet, like that's understandable. But get something that can clean underneath things like a Swiffer or something.
Mhm.
It's just good habit to keep because, you know, dust bunnies are a
agree.
thing.
But or like people when you wipe down a countertop and you don't pick things up off the countertop, you just wipe around them.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
I don't get
Will.
that on
That's
that one
that's
either.
silly. Why take the time to wipe down the
Let's-
countertop if you're not going to
it's-
wipe it down?
Yeah.
Let's call a horse here. It's lazy.
Yeah, it's bare
It is-
minimum lazy cleaning.
Yes.
That is a justified irritation.
Sure.
And moving on to now the other side of my screen, Sarah, please introduce your character, yourself, and the thing that's just the fly in the ointment.
Hi, everybody. I am Sarah Margaret, also known and currently as Cosmic Deity 746, which is what I am right now because I don't want to be perceived in a normal sense today. So that's
Well,
fair.
don't
I
do that.
was on a meetings for 10 hours. So anyway, I'm playing Charlotte, the Anati toxicologist. That's what I'm playing tonight. That's correct. And I have a diagnosed obsessive compulsive disorder. Name it. Most things give me mild irritations. I tend to deal with it for the most part. But one of my biggest things that I hate and kind of get a major irritation is when people don't close cabinets.
That can be
Like, I'm not
hazardous,
even
too.
talking like halfway, midway, partial way, leaving it open. That was a horrible habit my family had, and
How
my
did they
parents
get away
still
with that with
to
all the cats?
I don't know. Part of that isn't just the fact that I have a literal criminal who would destroy anything and everything if he could have, and I do have child safety locks on all of my kitchen cabinets. That was even before I had the gremlin. Like, close the goddamn doors. It's not that hard.
Haven't you people ever heard of closing the
goddamn door?
Closing the goddamn door.
To me, it's just, it is another form of laziness And it's not because, oh, there's some justification of, well, I might come back and grab something else, or I'm going to put something else away. No, you grabbed that glass from that cupboard, you left the cupboard open, and you're not going to use another glass for 2 days. We know this for a goddamn fact. Close the cupboard. One, it's just unsightly.
And last but certainly not least, Zoe Pose, please introduce yourself, your character, and what gets under your skin.
Hi, I'm Zoe. I go by Zoe Pose, and I'm playing our elf bard, and her name is Ophelia. And my biggest fly on the wall pet peeve is when people close the cabinets that I open when I'm in the middle of doing something.
That's another side of it. That's
No.
fair.
I'm being silly, but I am the person who leaves the
Are you
cabinet
a cabinet opener?
because I want to grab the multiple things. I have them on the counter, and then I leave it open, and then I will put all the things away at once. Like there's a way to do it.
So that is
Segment.
understandable. And that is perfectly fine. Like if you are making some sort of meal and you have the cabinet open because you are multiply putting in something, taking something out, and it's part of a prep process, then yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Will I still close that cabinet while you walk away?
Yeah.
Probably. It's a habit. I will do it just because my entire brain goes, no. But understandable. I'm talking about how my personal parents will open up their cabinets to grab something that they only grab one of and then leave it there for hours on end without ever closing it or putting anything back. That is the thing that makes me angry.
Yucky.
Like if you're actively doing something, fair enough.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't do that.
Yeah, I can't get away with that in my house. Katya would be breaking dishes.
Well, yeah, that too.
I got you.
And beyond the last and not least is me. Who knows what I am? But my particular pet peeve is something I've struggled with all my life. It's when someone wants you to do something, like move a box or something, and they say, Matthew, do you want to come over here and move this box? Like, no, I don't want to, but now I'm trapped because if I say no, I'll sound like an asshole.
What's worse is when you've already thought to yourself, I'm gonna move that box later. And you have like a prescribed time for it in your mind. And then someone's like, can you take care of that? And you're like,
Well, now I don't want to.
I'll kill you.
Well, now.
I'll kill you.
Well, now it's not happening. It'll never happen
I'll
now.
kill
Never.
you. I'll kill you to death.
But that wraps up our introduction. So, Will, as we stare down another giant pile of bugs, why don't you go ahead and roll that intro?
Well, ad break and then intro.
Ad break and then the intro.
And we're back.
To where we once belonged.
In front of an ironclad annihilator beetle.
Several,
Rawr,
actually.
Stompy, stompy, and it's their
I'll just-
turn.
I'll just put it straight
And-
onto the map for that, actually.
Yes, we're in the combat. Dun dun dun. This ironclad annihilator beetle, which has been absorbing some stray AoEs, I don't think has been directly attacked yet.
Nope, Gama's been.
So-
Gama started harassing it, but
I am
Gama's
just going
there.
to
Oh, it's that one. I was.
it's
I've
gonna
been fighting
spend
the
its
other one.
turn just tearing at the
Oh.
thing.
that sounds like it has a manipulate action in it, Matt.
Rules is written, no, but go ahead.
42.
42, that
I rolled
probably
bad.
doesn't hit the
No, I rolled
beetles.
an 8. I have to
How
roll
far is that?
16. I think the Beatles have an AC of 49, right, Matt?
I believe so, yes.
49.
Yes.
Ah.
These are they're mini bosses. They're ironclad
Yeah.
annihilator beetles.
Yeah, I don't have. Like I said, on Gama, I have to roll a 15 to hit these things. That's fine.
All right. And technically speaking, in the rules, it doesn't actually even say how many actions it takes to tear down a thing, but whatever. Gonna move on to this one, which is still engaged in a battle for dominance because there's another giant bug next to it, and it just thinks there can be only one. So it's just going to just try and kill this scorpion this turn with some mandible attacks.
Scorpions? Scorpions aren't
54.
bugs, are they?
Yeah, it doesn't know that. It's very uneducated.
Okay.
54, that will doubly crit the scorpion.
I was concerned with my own education for a second there.
So that's going to be 96 piercing damage. I
But
think the scorpion
considering
is
the
dead.
scorpion had 58 hit points left. Scorpion goes
Aw,
okay.
bye, Scorpion.
That's what they're there for.
All right. And how far can the
That's okay. I probably would have killed them on my turn, my next turn.
for something this big?
This
That's
this
interesting.
is still here. Shit, where'd it go?
Actually, it doesn't even need to move that
This?
much. It's got a huge reach. So
This is still here.
stomp, 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 stomp. Crushes the tree out of the way. And it's going to lash out at. You must have been in cahoots with that giant scorpion because you are also an arachnid, and it's going to
Uh-oh.
try and attack Charlotte with a
Oh,
foot.
now we know arachnids.
It's just gonna hit you with a little razzle dazzle kick. For this attack number 2, 39. Might
Hi.
I think that hits
No.
Charlotte. No.
No, it does not. It missed.
What is your AC?
Should I tell you that?
I can just look it up, Sarah. I have
That's
access
fair.
to
It's
everything.
40. It's
I
40.
can set your AC to whatever I want.
My AC
Ooh.
is don't. My AC is 40. It was one off.
Not
Okay.
anymore. It's not 40.
It's now -1. It adds to people's attack rolls,
Oh no!
making it easier to crit.
Anti-bard song.
All right, we've got Endures in Darkness.
Instead of melodious tones, it's screeching.
Listen!
She
That was
she
horrifying.
be yelling for a girl in the middle of the night is what that is.
Aw.
All right.
Oh,
He
Chibi's
just
down
has to wait till
bad.
June, then he'll have 4 women at his beck and call.
I will use a my second to last focus spell point for a stone lance.
Can I help you? What do you want?
No, that's way off. That's unfortunate.
That was a very vocal response.
You could say it was a Magombian try, but
I'm going to give actually, you know what? Knowing what these beetles do, actually, Endures is going to try and oh boy, scatter a little bit. He's going to run towards the tower. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Might not be enough because they may not have enough movement to. All right, we move on to Avi Avi. Ophelia, you'll be up next, and then Igora.
Okay, so there's still nonsense going on up here.
Remind me what's the
and
nonsense.
So well, the other
No, I meant
beetle.
Ophelia's template, I think.
Hey.
Huh?
The big
Oh.
pink circle.
Sorry, what?
Oh,
I forget what.
yeah, I don't know what that is.
Oh, hey, actually,
Yeah.
he started his turn in
Did?
that circle, so he does need to take
What
me
did
to will save.
No,
Yeah,
we'll save you
technically.
save.
Yes.
Oh, we'll save you save.
A will save of the Ironclad Annihilator beetle.
Success, but not critically.
Boo, so he takes half damage.
Yes, he will take. Bard Song is what right now? +2?
It's +2.
34, so that'll be 17 damage.
Can I have my shoe back?
Damage is damage.
Never.
Oh,
Oh, I'm looking at my spells and it is not looking good. Lightning Bolt is really not worth it, I think, if I keep it both. Which means I am limited to cantrips and maze. Gang, do we think it's worth it to try to maze this guy and focus on the other one, or is this one close enough to death that it's just not?
I think that one's close enough to death. That just like damage, DPS.
Well, once there's only one, are they gonna keep attacking?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I
and
don't
for all we know,
well,
they might.
I will
have,
say this,
like,
you
a
guys.
wicked high.
The only thing that has fled from combat in this day were escaped magical beasts. All of the insect creatures, like the were ants, have fought to the death.
Okay, I'm gonna move.
For a second there, I thought that was a
probably
samosa, and I got excited.
over here by Choco, and then just electric arc this thing. That's
That's
all I
fair.
have left. That's really not good. Hopefully we have time for a long rest.
Reflex save. Why do I keep opening up Endures? That's the exact
That's
same thing
not
I rolled.
critical.
What the heck?
What do we have for Bard Song right now?
+2, so that's a 35, so 34. So 17 again. You guys are being very consistent, just like my saves are being very consistent.
It makes you feel any better. Technically, you rolled 3 points higher on the reflex. Their reflex just isn't as good as their will. And that is my turn.
Ophelia, you're up.
All right.
Also, your zone of visions disappeared.
Yes.
It is a.
We're gonna keep Bard Song up.
Zone.
We're gonna keep zones up, and we are going to use a
Dispel one.
shooty shoot
Okay.
on red.
All right. 50. That will definitely hit, even without Bard Song.
Okay.
So that'll be 13 damage.
13 plus 5.
Oh, so total of 18. Slightly more than last time.
Yippee! And that's my turn.
All right, we move on to
Yippee!
Igra, and then Charlotte, you'll be next.
It's a me, Igora. Hello. All right, so
Now picturing Igra with a mustache, and it's great.
here's the thing, Matt. Igra's at a point in their life where some magics just aren't hitting like they used to.
I mean, it happens to all frogmen
And
at
I
a
guess
certain
like
age.
are these creatures, Matt? Are these creatures like wild animals, or are they like attack creatures? Have we discerned that?
It's hard to tell. Are you trying to do a sort of tame action?
I was just curious, like, if we're able to tell. Like, is this just like wild animals doing their thing, or is there like any sort of like stratego happening here?
You get I'll say this without any sort of check. If you want more, you'll have to do a check. But they do seem to be being pushed in a certain direction. Like these are these are big wild kind of creatures from the wilds. They might be intelligent, but they're not city dwelling creatures. Something drew them here and has set them off, or has triggered their sort of magical I don't know, evolution from normal beetles into
Fair
this.
enough.
Like
So
this is all very unnatural.
Choco's free action is to move us there. I'm going to let this one stay with the rest of the team. Igra is then going to spend 1 action
Okay.
to boost Eidolon.
Okay.
And then Gamma is going to spend 2 actions making strikes. So attack the first. That will miss because I rolled a 2. A 6. Attack the second. That will miss because I rolled a
10.
10. Yeah. So I waste my turn doing nothing and go ahead.
Yeah, these things happen.
Summer is not built for combat.
Charlotte, you are up, and then will come the Beetleborgs. Big bad Beetleborgs. Who remembers that show? The kid's magical companion was a clown that lived in a haunted house, and that's just weird in retrospect.
Okay, I'm gonna need to use
It's a
an
magic clown.
action to craft because
This
I'm
is
out of
why.
this particular element, which is good. Also, next time we rest, I need more components.
This is
We're
why
gonna
I
throw
made-
this.
I'm afraid that won't hit, even with Bard Song.
But does it
and that
critically
waste.
miss?
It does not critically miss,
So
so
splash
it will get the
damage still
splash.
happens.
Yes. Damage is damage.
It's not great. It ain't great. Uh, we'll try with something a little less.
Sorry, I'm afraid not. And that will critically miss.
That's it for me. That's all I got.
All right, yeah, you crafted for an action, right?
Yes, I did.
We move on to the top beetle, who is going to spend because he technically still hasn't been directly attacked, or well, he's been directly attacked.
He's been
but he hasn't
attacked, I
hit.
just haven't hit him yet.
Yes.
He
I know,
started his
Matthew.
turn. He started his turn in the visions.
That's true.
He's having a bad time.
Potentially. Oh, he is having a bad time. That'll be
He's having a bad time.
33 as he gets a horrifying migraine.
You see, what he's oh, they're little birds. I forgot. We did.
Oh yeah.
we did
Oh
say
god.
little birds
Birds.
that are
Natural
eating-
enemy. And he's just gonna spend a turn wearing down the tower. We're down to 9. Then we move on to the other beetle who's going to do something very different this turn than his friend was doing. He's going to use trample. So he's going to use strides up to double its speed, which will be a total of 60. So he's going to do a sort of horrifying U shape. He's going to catch Charlotte, Ophelia. Did we say Avi was flying high up in the sky?
Yes.
Okay. And then he's going to crush poor Endures of Darkness against the tower like a pancake. So I need Ophelia. Well, and he's going to get Endures in Darkness too, but just over here then. I need Ophelia and Charlotte to give me reflex saves to avoid being trampled. That is a success. That is a success. You will only take half damage. Endures in Darkness is also going to have to roll. That is a failure, but not a critical one. So, and it is monster can have to trample. Monster deals damage. Listed strike, which I think is mandible.
It'd be the foot, the stomp. if they have a
Okay,
stomp.
that makes sense. It has a foot,
Yeah.
yeah. 32 bludgeoning, which will turn into 16 for anyone who succeeded.
Okey-doke. Foot. That thing that none of us have on this channel.
Not for free.
Best and brightest OnlyFans coming up, and it's all just fantasy creature foot pics.
Oh my god.
Emily, you can make a
Still
killing.
back claws.
I'm saying, yeah.
A lot of bug feet. Too many bug feet.
Bug nubs.
Oh no!
Only bug nubs.
There will be no bug nugs in
Only
games I
nubs.
run.
Bug
I mean,
nubs.
specifically
Oh,
these
okay, that's actually
creatures.
funny.
These creatures just trampled half our party with their nubs, Matt.
Should be moved over there, actually. All right, that is their turn. Endures. He's going to try and get the heck out of there. I guess he doesn't want to be within range of these things. All right, he's going to move just way over here. And he's going to try and do a cheeky little
Cheeky.
electric arc. Because we know they're not the best at freaking reflex saves. I tempted my own fate. So that will be with 39 divided by 2, so 18. Damage is damage. All right, we move on to basically the whole party now. Avi, Ophelia would be up next.
Gosh, it is right underneath me, isn't it?
Yep. It's pretty tall, so it's actually not that far below you. You could like reach down, like when you're in a pool but you're treading water, be like, I could probably reach out and touch the pool floor with my foot.
No, I don't want to touch it with my feet, not for free.
Well, you gotta work feet into the title of today's episode somehow.
No.
Well, for the SEO, that'd actually probably be pretty good.
Footloose in the Magambia.
Oh no. Kick off your fighting
You heard
shoes.
it here first,
I
folks.
like
Matt
that one,
likes
actually.
feet.
I suppose
don't really.
It kind of looks like this guy is moving up towards Ophelia, Gamma, and Choco, Ibra, that whole group, right?
I mean, it's mostly because he wanted to stomp as many people as possible with one trample action.
Yeah.
I mean, say what you will, surprisingly intelligent bugs.
Well, let's pop off the electric arc first, and then I can decide if I want to
Lightning bolt.
needle of vengeance or not.
All right.
To needle or not to needle? That is the question.
Do you needle or not?
Sorry. So with Bard Song, that's a 33, so it becomes 32, so that's a 16.
I think I will stay airborne and just
When you're growing up
Why?
too
Do we even ever come
fast,
down?
You gotta make the good times last.
I must say, that one is
over
looking
next
pretty hurt.
to Ophelia. Okay.
If I had to put a vague number adjacent evaluation to it, I would say like a 5th.
All right. Well, I have moved. I have arced. That is my turn.
Ophelia.
Ophelia.
Visions of danger.
Keep it up.
That's mostly just getting blue right now, right?
Yeah, well, it's still gonna be just when it was created, enters the burst or starts its turn. So I'm just keeping it up.
Do you have to sustain it?
From what I know, yes.
Hold on, let me take the burst deals. Creature that tries to.
It'll stay in the top of the spell.
It doesn't. Yeah, hold on. 20-foot burst. It doesn't say how long it lasts. Yeah.
Hmm.
Hold Hold on, let me look see if there's better version in Nethys.
Mm.
This is Visions of Danger? Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
Well, they're envisioning danger, all right.
Duration 1 minute.
Oh,
So
wasn't
you
that
can
nice?
do something else for 2 actions this
I
turn.
could do a thing with an action, an extra action.
Indeed.
So instead of bespelling weapon, we will. God, we are so struggling for. We are so struggling. Let us. No, that's not what I wanted. Why can't I measure more than one thing?
Because Roll20 is
You
not
silly
helpful.
goose. I barely like measuring things as it is.
Imagine, Will, if we
Oh,
won the lottery
yeah.
and we could pay someone to make an entire campaign like in Solasta and let people play out the campaign through Solasta's engine.
Oh
Of
my.
all the things that could be done with lottery money,
I mean, it's one of many things.
Please to make this guy here to make a fortitude. I know they're good at that, but
Raj, when did you join this campaign?
that's what I got.
Fortitude on the big old beetle.
Beagle beetle.
Neat to beat, unfortunately.
Need to beat.
So
All
it's
right.
success, so it'll take half
So
damage.
still gonna take half of the 50. Oh, it's not 50.
It's 49, so it'll be
9.
48, so 24. And that brings it down below 3 digits.
Oh, finally. God. Why are you looking at me like that? You're the one who's chewing plastic, and now
We're gonna move on to Igara.
Hello, I am the Igura that Iguras. Igura
Can't-
ra ra ha ha. Roma. Roma ma.
Igara
Igura.
Ulala.
Yes. Igura is just going to I'm going to act together with Gamma to get so I can do a 2-action activity, they can do a 1-action activity. I'm going to do a 2-action electric arc targeting South Beetle. So technically, sorry, Matt. My order of operations is wrong.
Sure, go.
First action
Roll
is
back.
boost. First action is boost Eidolon, and then second part is act together.
Okay.
So 2-action electric arc on the bottom, 1 for Igara,
Sure.
1 action strike with Gamma with the boom.
Sorry, I'm rolling so good with my saves tonight.
yeah.
If I miss again,
He still takes some damage.
not a
You'll
crit
get
success, so that'll be 24 plus 2, so that's 26.
26,
13. That's my turn. Choco's free action is going to be striding to here. 5, 10, 20.
Guys are lucky these beetles don't have AOs.
40.
Oh.
They have another reaction that actually hasn't come up yet, but it's also very annoying. Charlotte, it is your turn. Oh, Charlotte, you are muted.
Sorry. Yes,
worries.
I'm not entirely happy about this. I had gotten a call, so I'd muted myself. Given the fact that their reflex seems to be, although you did no,
No,
that's a
reflex is
17.
probably their worst.
So I want to. It won't work because I'm not a spellcaster, but I want to try this on the guy in front of me.
Web, okay. Alright, so that is... Create a sticky web. Each square...
I'm hoping at least he will at least fail.
10-foot burst. All right, on the red guy.
Yeah, guy directly in front of me.
Okay. So we'll just remember that it basically just sort of covers him because he's almost a 10-foot burst himself.
Barely, yeah.
When it tries to move on its turn, we will check with what happens. We're going to move up to the blue one, which still hasn't been hit directly by a directed attack.
Will save.
That's true. 45.
Failure.
All right, how much damage?
Oh boy.
Boo.
Yeah.
4-1. Jesus.
Sucky.
Oh, actually, there's another 2 damage there.
28.
Yes. It's gonna shave another turn off the tower's lifespan. Cracks are starting to form in the walls, leading all the way up to the top.
So where does it think it's taking damage from?
It's just like, oh, it can't, it can't focus on who's damaging it. It doesn't know, so it's like I can't attack. I don't know who's attacking, so whatever.
It's not bothered by the little birds.
It is bothered by it, but it doesn't like, oh, these aren't real. These are like weird psychic things. But we are going to move to the other one, which is going to try and chase after the little mushroom man. So we're going to have to do the web thing.
Oh, buddy.
So that's going to be each time it enters webs must an athletics check. All right. So what is your spell DC, Charlotte?
41.
I've got some bad news.
Damn. Even with
beetle.
a failure.
That's still a critical failure, or at
It is
least
still-
a regular failure.
I think so. How's that work, Will?
Well, they got a natural 1. So,
Yes.
what is Charlotte's spell DC?
41.
So,
So even still.
they got a success, but because they rolled a natural 1, it goes 1 step lower.
So it becomes a failure.
That's a failure.
So
So
it
you just
becomes a
Alright.
failure.
Some
Becomes 10-foot circumstance penalty to its speeds until the end of its next turn. So it only has a movement of 20 per stride. Which, because it endures is so close, it doesn't really make a difference, sadly. These guys are pretty good athletics. Sorry, Charlotte.
Well, I tried.
Mm-hmm.
They are mini bosses, so
You've
don't feel
done
too
more
bad.
damage than me this encounter, Sarah.
Honestly speaking, I'm running out of I'm running out of alchemy components, so I'm running out of ideas here.
43 might not actually hit endures. Let's see. No, it definitely does. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. Endures is a druid. He doesn't have plate mail or anything. So that is going to be 38 piercing damage. Ouchie. And it's going to use a free action to do a athletics check to grapple, but this will be a -5. 56. I'm pretty sure that's still going to be above endures. Oh yeah, definitely. So endures is caught, and okay.
No.
Oh, I can't do it this turn. He's just gonna attack him again with the mandibles. Oh, pardon me. That should be 40, no, -10? Yeah,
Minus 10.
41. So that will still hit. Another 47 piercing on endures, and he's now grabbed, which is an important setup for later, which we'll do.
No. Don't like it.
Endures in darkness. Does he have any sort of teleport spells?
Endures run. That beetle is looking at you funny.
He can't run. He's grappled.
Oh.
He doesn't have any. He doesn't have one dimension door prepared.
No, we don't get it on Primal.
Druids,
Kinda.
no.
Oh. Druids don't get any kind of teleport. though?
No, we have 0 mobility stuff.
Ah.
A lot of our stuff is transformation, so if they were to polymorph themselves into something small, it would technically break the grapple.
What about polymorph into something big?
As long as it's big enough to make it so they couldn't grapple, so it'd have to be 2 size categories larger than it.
I mean, I think Endurus can turn into a dragon now.
Yeah, but I don't think Endurus can turn into a dragon that's that's one size category bigger than Gamma.
No, but he is going to do this. He's going to try and polar ray the thing in its face.
Good for Enders and Darkness.
You know what? He's going to use his hero point because that was a nat 5.
Hmm.
Oh my god. He
Oh,
never does anything with the polar ray.
Well, why did you use it?
One day it's going to do something. One day. Uh, you know what? He's going to go for the fences, and he's going to try and break with an athletics to break out, is it? Is he though? No, because he has a 0 in athletics. Oh boy.
How many, I guess. I don't know.
Buddy.
I want to help them, but
Just
I can't.
DPS, Matt. DPS with some burst.
Buddy.
He's got nothing for one action other than like a melee attack that's not going to work.
Well,
Club. No, he tried to crit. No. Avi Avi. Admittedly, this beetle is looking fairly hurt, but
if yours goes down, I can get him back up. Yeah, that's true.
Okay. I guess I will do. Damn it. Okay, I will. Electric Arc, just the one
Okay.
holding Endures in Darkness.
sure.
And I will also Needle of Vengeance, the one holding Endures in Darkness against Endures in Darkness.
That's perfectly fine.
Oh, he fails, so he takes the full 40 damage. And that was a good roll on damage.
41 damage.
Oh. Well, he takes it all.
Takes it all.
Winner takes it all.
All right, you have one action remaining.
In this case, the loser takes it all, and it all is the damage. And then on his turn, he will have to make rolls against Needle of Vengeance.
All right, I will make a Needle of Vengeance thing. All right, we move on to Ophelia.
Bard song.
Yep.
I think we can try this. Okay. We're going to quicken casting.
Okay.
However, wait, hold up. I gotta measure again.
That's fine.
Measuring. Okay. Please to make me will save.
Oh.
The one holding.
All right, we'll start with because I think it does actually catch blue because it catches the corner of a square that he sort of occupies because it is
Oh, heck yeah.
technically
Yeah,
a
but
square.
that's not an instant break, chat.
You are so kind to me.
That still requires a roll. It's not an instant break.
Also, I didn't take that spell. All right. We'll say we'll start with blue because I want to keep you guys in suspense a little longer. Fails, but not critically.
Okay.
So it's stun 2. And then we're gonna do red. This is still a will save. Critically fails.
Oh my god. He's done for a round.
He has stunned you, potentially have
Oh,
saved
no.
Endures in Darkness from
Oh,
fate worse than death, possibly.
oh my god.
Curse my lack of villain points.
Hell yeah. And I shoot him.
That I mean, with Bard Song, that will hit.
Oh my god.
Becomes a 23.
23 Damagio.
Bard has done more damage than me in this encounter.
Yep. Well, I mean, if I hadn't gotten this fantastic bow that is literally being possessed by somebody's mom.
A spectral thing with a wooden spoon.
Yeah, y'all remember that? It's Father Haverell's mom inside. the
remember it.
bow.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
I had
Igora.
completely forgotten that.
That's why it's so strong.
So
Got a
is
lady.
your scary AoE gone?
Nope.
No, it's still there.
It's still there.
Okay, so then Choco will not run into it. So
Ooh,
Choco's
these scary skeletons.
Choco's free action is just going to be a beak attack on the beetle. 29 will miss. I rolled a 2. Then boost Eidolon, and Gamma's going to make 2 strikes.
Weirdly enough, Igara is not on the initiative order for me.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
For you too?
Yeah, you're right.
So 50 for the first attack, and a natural 1 for the next one. What did I get? So yeah, 14 on the die to be able to hit it with Bard Song. So that'll be 28 points of damage of the sonic variety to the blue beetle.
oh no,
Best.
not Blue Beetle. That dips it below triple digits. Actually, 24 damage.
That's my turn.
Now the beetle is like, hey, turns its little head to look at Igra, or to Gamma specifically. Will, would you mind piloting Charlotte while they are on the phone?
Not at all. I just did the math. I do have to roll a 15 to hit these things.
I mean, that's
Alright.
fair.
I am going to pretend to Charlotte now.
Charlotte.
Is Endures in
Hi,
Darkness still
sorry,
grabbing?
wait.
I'm back.
Charlotte is back.
Hi,
Rest back
sorry,
to control
everybody.
your mind. That's fine.
See, it was my good
Situations.
Charlotte impression that brought her back.
Clearly, Charlotte.
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 Anyway, hi. I am here. I'm going to craft with some of my last components.
It should be noted, this beetle is looking incredibly hurt, and it is stunned
Good.
And it's holding Endures in Darkness.
menacingly.
Looking
No,
at
hero point. I'm hero pointing.
Okay.
Ooh.
That will hit,
44?
but no, it will not hit, but it doesn't critically hit. So the splash damage, which is 10, is enough. It had 7 hit
Oh,
points left.
Oh my god.
Hey.
As the fire just kind of burns through, sizzling through all the rents and cracks in its carapace, and it drops Endures in Darkness, who's just got like 1,000-yard stare because he was being held in the mandibles upside down. I saw things.
He was about to be ovipositored, wasn't he?
I go up to Endures and pick him up and just pet his little spongy head like
He was about to be.
shh.
It required 2 actions, so as
Yeah.
long as it got stunned at least 2, it wasn't going to be able to do it that turn.
It's like there, Endures. You endured.
He sure did.
And it's not even in the darkness. It's a very bright, sunny day out.
Oh.
Chart, you still have 2 actions because that was just 1 hero point
I
of
only have
action.
one because I needed to craft because I
Okay.
am very, very low. But I will try and well, actually, technically, my action is to go over to Endures to pat
Ah.
pat. There's my
Okay,
action.
that's fair. Ironclad Annihilator Beetle is going to turn to face Gamma, and says, "What? You want to make something, mate? Huh? You want a piece of me? Huh?"
You can speak
Can you
common?
make a William save?
It's more of like a clicking sound I'm just doing. Whenever
I interpret it.
I pick-
I speak insectoid. I interpret.
whenever I picture someone like talking like, "Oh, you want to fight, huh?" It always goes to Cockney British. I don't know why. Too many orcs in my brain.
Trying to scrap. They want to scrap.
You want to make something?
Ripping
huh?
scrap.
All right, it is going to.
It's time for some puppy power.
Oh boy.
William save. William save.
Oh, damn it! I completely forgot about that for the other one. No, it's fine. I'm
William.
just gonna do 3 mandible attacks on Gamma.
Will save.
Done. It's
It's a
done
will
too.
save. And this one's done too, Matt. So you're getting 1
And-
mandible.
Make a will
1
save
mandible.
too.
A 50 will.
What's the
hit.
will save for? Oh, for this, yeah, the effect, the area effect. Thank you.
A 50 hits does not crit.
Okay, 62 piercing, and it I think fails the will save.
It fails. So it's gonna take
Roll that damage.
41 damage.
41.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. That's a significant chunk of its remaining health, and that's the end of its turn because it was stunned. So now it becomes stunned 1. Endures in darkness. It is going to. Oh boy, he's going to spend all 3 actions just getting way over there. He's not a very good runner.
He's going to spend a couple actions healing himself before running over.
He'll spend an action giving himself a medicine check.
There you go, doing a battle medicine.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. 52, so that's going to be the big one. And then we move on to who's after endures again. Avi, it's your turn as I work out how much I healed myself for.
All right. I think, am I now within 30 feet of this guy?
Oh, dang, that was
35 feet.
a
Well-
critical heal.
Technically, no.
Plus 50.
Which means I will just have to move again. And probably just do another. Do I think Electric Arc is going to deal more damage than Needle of Vengeance against Gamma?
I mean, it seems kind of focused on
Yes.
Gamma now.
Yeah, but even at its best, say it fails every save. Well, if it fails every save, that'd be 60. Yeah, I'll do Needle of Vengeance.
Well, I must say, philosophically, I disagree with the choice to build characters that don't have to roll. That eliminates random chance from it and makes it boring.
It makes it
So,
impossible. It
the
makes it
enemies still
impossible
have
for me
to
to
roll.
fail.
But failure is more interesting than success.
It is, but it's also less helpful to your
exactly.
friends.
It's interesting when the enemies fail their rolls.
All
I
right.
agree.
I adore.
Moving on, Needle of
McKenna,
Vengeance, yes.
thank you for
think
being
I
on
still
side for
have
this.
one action left. Can I maybe check on the health of the building? A perception check or something?
The building's alright. It's got more than half of its structural integrity left still.
Are there any
and this-
people left in there?
You do hear some activity way up at the top because people are trying to man the Magambia wide alarm system, but it takes time.
Sure.
Magambia wide or Nantambu wide?
Magambia wide.
Ooh.
This isn't a bat signal. This is going to the whole Magambia expanse. Or pardon me, not Magambia, the Mawagi.
Anyway,
I don't know. There's probably nothing worth learning with the knowledge roll there. So I guess that is my turn.
All right, we move on to Ophelia. Ophelia,
That's me.
it is you.
God. Spell slots, man.
I know.
I'll be happy to say you guys probably only have one more encounter before you get all your spell slots back. I'm just gonna say it. I know it's a big concern right now.
This was the
God.
one more encounter.
Not quite.
The gamut! I'm running on the gamut here.
Alright, I'm gonna keep Barton up.
This is why focus spells are awesome.
I'm gonna shoot him because if he dies here,
He dies, he dies.
then I save spell. Woo, crit!
So before with Bard Song, that is a 13, so that's going to become a 26. That is nearly half of his remaining health left.
Damn it. I can't do that much more.
Gamma might be able to take him out in one hit.
I have
Oh,
to
come
roll a
on.
15 to hit him, Matt. The odds of me hitting him are 40%.
1 in 4, or
That's
yeah,
no.
1 in 4.
I think it'll just do damage.
I
Ugh.
mean, you can certainly try.
Be a fortitude save.
Yeah. Fortitude is their highest stat.
I know. They're so tanky.
They are literally walking tanks. So yes,
I know.
That's no excuse.
it's not an excuse; it's an explanation.
I guess make me a will save.
Oh, Okay.
Don't throw semantics at me, sir.
It's
Maybe
all
an
I got.
explanation, but it's not what I want to hear.
That matters less to me.
Meat. So he's unaffected.
Sorry.
That was my turn.
All right,
You don't sound
Ira.
very sorry.
I'm just naturally very deadpan. It comes from having parts of a soul.
You don't sound very sad. No, I'm sad.
Reflex save from him, please.
Reflex.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, and I need to add. What is it? Is it 1d4 for each level? That was only 7. I need to add 2d4 to that. So that's a success. You'll take half.
Please add the 2d4.
Yeah, and then Bard Song on top of that.
So,
So
before Bard
5
Song, 27, 29.
Yep, 29, so 14.
Yep. Oh, he's looking really hurt.
And then Gamma will bop him. There we
And
go.
with a resounding belly wah, 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 sonic attack, the carapace shatters, and in a horrible wet mess of carapace shards and bug innards, the ironclad annihilator beetle falls to the ground. Hopefully, the last one you guys will have to
As
fight.
we take them down, chat will be right back after this commercial break. And we're back.
Sorry.
All right. When last we had left off, you guys had defeated the beetles that were attempting to destroy the tower of, let me make sure I get the name here right, the Whistle Tower, the kind of alarm system for the Magambia.
The tower that's taking up most of my field of vision because I can't see beyond it.
Yeah, sorry, that's the dynamic lighting. So you guys have sort of a choice here. The tower technically has 9 floors. It has hatches.
Well, wait. Before we do anything else, Matthew,
Yes.
I am going to sit down and get everyone in a circle. And I'm
Why would
going to
you need to
heal
do
us
that?
all up to full.
Kumbaya, my friends. Kumbaya.
All right.
Kumbaya,
With
my friends.
with Dr. Igora and Nurse Endures in Darkness on the case, everyone can be healed up in pretty short order.
Yeah, it takes about 45 minutes.
Yay.
Is what I figured
Yes,
out.
I will refocus because I used 2 focus spells that had absolutely no effect.
Are there
this
any
round.
windows?
Any windows?
Well, here's the thing. You guys hear voices probably like carrying from the very top of the tower. If anyone wants, while you're sitting around, to do a perception check to see if you recognize any of the voices.
Yeah, actually, I will.
Yes, I've got good ears.
No, actually, I won't.
Good ears. That's my whole thing as a whisper elf.
Yes, Ophelia. It sounds like you hear the names Oyamba and Takulu from the top of the tower, if anyone remembers either of those people. Um,
Vaguely.
yeah,
They were not major players in my story, unfortunately.
no. So you guys have a choice. Once you're all done healing up, you can enter into the tower, make your way up the 9 floors. You could, I don't know, fly to the maybe top of the tower if you wanted, just to
I'm gonna
skip.
fly up.
Okay.
I Sun Mage Oyamba?
Yeah, I'll just fly
Yeah.
up.
All right. Who is flying up to the top of the tower?
Probably all
Everyone.
of us.
Everyone
Okay.
will just fly up.
All right. So they are apparently very happy to see you. They still need. They were 10 minutes away from completing the ritual to get the signal going, and they need some secondary casters.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Sounds doable.
What do they need?
Well, here's the thing. So technically speaking, let me just make sure I'm reading this correctly. All right. Everyone give me a perception check.
Mm. It's gonna be a 35.
All right. So I'm going to say this because you guys might have a solution to this. While you guys are aiding in the ritual, which technically doesn't have any sort of actual rolls or DCs or anything, because the point of it, the ritual unfortunately draws from the basement of the tower some oozes that are attempting to interrupt the ritual. Now, because you guys flew up, you guys are on the top of the tower, and there's only one hatch that gets to the top from the interior of the tower.
Drama
If you guys
sits
had
on
gone
the
down,
hatch.
all right, give me an athletics check to keep the hatch sealed, because
Ga-
these are oozes, so they could slip through.
Gamma is a massive creature.
Yes,
That does
I'm
not
not going to
have
say it's going to be
athletics.
difficult, but
Well, it's probably not going to be doable because Gamma does not have athletics change. So if we're going for someone who has athletics trained, it'll have to be
well,
Choco.
if you want to convince me with another skill, you certainly can. Or if anyone has some sort of
The
spell that
weight
could...
of a huge creature. Physics.
I don't know. He could be very hollow boned.
Okay. Choco will make the check and do it themselves.
Okay.
And they will use a hero point because I rolled a 2. I will roll 3 because why not?
I'm sorry, man. You just have terrible luck right now.
It's because Igor is a terrible character and should die.
That's not true.
Just
You're in a bad mood. You're
Will,
grumpy.
you could just choose not to dislike your character.
I will never
That's
play a
true.
summoner again after this.
Oh.
I will play a summoner and I'll have a lot of fun with it.
And
Oh.
I bet you'll try your best.
You gotta have.
Maybe
You
they'll
gotta
fix
go in
it
with
by
a
the
mind.
time Matt plays one.
No, I
Maybe.
just will go in with an entirely different mindset of what I want my summoner to do.
I actually
Be-
want my
be
summoner
effe-
to fail everything. So
Be effective at one thing in combat.
No. I never make any character that's only effective at one thing, except maybe Garl. But Garl's kind of an idiot. So, but we love her.
Summoner effective. at
She's
anything,
also
that's my
effective at
problem.
being Garl, and we love that for her.
Either way,
She's just
Um,
a toy.
miserable
Anyway,
failure on my end.
Actually, not necessarily. Let me take a look because this is actually only a low encounter. So
I
I'm
mean,
also
it's a
gonna
4.
end-
Choco's scaling isn't good enough to really be effective.
well, does anyone else have anything they want to try to seal the door?
My bag of tricks is empty.
Let me take a look real
the
quick.
only thing that I have is
Oh. So, do I have this prepared? Damn, no, I don't.
I don't think that does anything.
Actually, no, yeah. You know, I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
you know what? Yeah, and I'm gonna say that works. And combination of like, let me just double check this. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say, and Endures in Darkness is gonna use Protective Ward because he would have gotten all his focus or some of his focus point then. I'm just gonna say you guys managed to hold this off for 10 minutes to avoid the slimes getting up here, and then if you take the teachers out of here, you can escape without fighting the slimes.
I'll take it.
Okay. Because I
Do we
really
have
want
a means to take the teachers out of here, though?
It's the only thing I
Yeah.
can do with them.
Okay, that's still very helpful, Will.
More than I can do.
The
I
the
know
thing
your feelings.
I'm going to say this because the thing that hurts me about the summer is that mathematically I have done nothing wrong. I have built this as optimally as I can, and they are still ineffective at everything just because they are designed to be that way, and it hurts my soul. Anyway,
Will,
yes.
you've just single-handedly circumnavigated an entire encounter. I could have flown away, but I would not have been able to have gotten the teachers out of here by myself.
The
So,
dim door teleport.
I
There's a
would've
lot
just-
of other
just
things.
for some perspective.
What do you want? Why are you here?
So we are then
Nobody
going to
can
move
see
on
you.
to it's extra long because they've put two sort of like separate encounter things in here, but we are on the last sheet of the
Oh,
AP,
nice.
so to speak. That's not like epilogue stuff.
Ooh,
Called The Circle.
exciting, right, Teddy?
So, I'm gonna move you guys to this because I think you'll find this map quite interesting.
Just how
Why are
excited
your
Talia
feet so
thinks it is.
filthy? What have you been
Well-
getting into that your feet are so
Did he
filthy?
also escape and have a romp outside today?
I'm not entirely sure.
These things come in threes, so.
Either that or he's up top on the cabinets again.
What are you doing?
Why am I
Alright.
in the Protea Pavilion?
What are you doing?
You
Get out
shouldn't
of
be.
here. You are not.
No, I'm
We
not.
are on the circle. I don't feel like.
Oh wow,
Are we
this
on-
map
I'm
is.
not on the map either.
Are we
though,
on the
but-
Protea Pavilion?
No.
Oh no.
Actually,
I-
I could be on the Protea Pavilion. Protea Pavilion. I'm
just
looking
gonna
at
ignore
a
all
black
of you.
square.
We're always in the protein.
Right? As
I'm
far
going
as
to I'm
you're
going to
aware.
hack
Yeah,
into
yeah.
Matt's I'm going to hack into Matt's Ars Nouveau game. And put
And add the Protea
add the
Pavilion?
Protea Pavilion map
Oh, look, it's pavilion.
Just for fun.
just for funsies.
Actually, yes, you guys are at a gazebo that some of you might be familiar with.
Oh, that gazebo.
So this is going to take a little explaining, a little setup. So
Uh-huh.
you guys
Like
have
gazebo.
dealt with all the kind of major disasters occurring on the campus, and you notice now, as you kind of run off to try and find the next crisis, that the larva has kind of gone momentarily still and is at peace for a few minutes, it seems at least. As you run through the campus, you see lots of other teachers and students have been working to calm things down, to handle things. The ritual at the tower was successful, and so, like the thing at the end of Avengers Endgame, portals and stuff and magic things are happening that help from all over the Mwagi Expanse are coming, like powerful Magambians from across the Expanse, like alumni and students who were out on expeditions for academic research are now returning quickly to aid in the school's defense.
On your left.
Yep. You guys see a figure running towards you with another one in tow, and it is Old Mage Jitembe with Corday in tow.
Aww.
And you do see she now seems to have a full shadow.
Hooray!
And she does seem uncharacteristically contrite. Just like,
Mm,
kind of-
Uh-huh.
How you doing, Corday? How you feeling?
she says nothing and kind of averts her eyes. Jitembe
I-
leads you
and
guys.
my toxin field was crass. Oh,
Huh?
you know, just different schools of thought when it comes to acids and poisons. It's fine.
Jitembe leads you guys to the circle, the magical gazebo at the very center of the Magambia campus. On the way, he explains that Corday has proposed a ritual to ensnare the monstrous larvae so it can't do any more harm. She kind of mutters, I know you don't have a lot of reason to trust me, but I'm still Magombi's expert on bugs.
I just sort of give a sidelong glance at Charlotte. Like, is she gonna challenge that?
All 4 of my eyes are slitted in a glare.
Um,
It's okay. If there is one thing I trust you to know, it is your magic rituals.
so, you guys reach the circle, and Old Mage Jatembe explains what has to be done. Uh, there's going to be a large combined ritual that has to happen simultaneously in several separate locations along the outside edge of the campus. These participants will create a mystical net, which Jatembe will pull together around the larvae, holding it immobile until its threat can be directly addressed. Each ritual location requires dozens of participants to keep everyone focused and together. They are going to be assembling in teams at the feet of each of the statues of the 10 magic warriors that ring the campus.
Cool.
So you guys see a lot of friendly faces running off and assembling to help. Oyambe,
damn.
Izem, Mizutani,
Miz-
Takulu, Ott, Asasuno, and even former peers like Ezi Dejana and Nuxolo. They take
Are our other Rain Scribe friends up and in fighting condition yet?
yes, looking a little
Oh,
worse for
Anchor
wear.
Root.
Yeah. They know that this is serious, that if the ritual fails, the larva could start rampaging again and destroy the campus. Because while you guys have handled all the incidental disasters, nothing has been able to do anything about the larva until now, and it's just voluntarily calmed down, seemingly. So, a a scowling Lesede approaches to take Corday to help one of the statues, taking her arm in a firm grip and assuring both you and Jatambe that I'll make sure she doesn't cause any more harm. Corday says nothing and just goes. All right.
I feel a little bad for Corday.
Well,
No.
hubris.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
All right. So, Jatembe takes a moment to explain to you guys in depth with some block text exactly what's going to be happening. In all honesty, while I'm not entirely the trickster the legends paint me to be, it's not strictly necessary to have so many magic users at each location. But I'm sure the entities battling for control within the larvae will hurl the rest of their forces at them to disrupt the ritual. Most people at each site are there to provide protection. Similarly, I need you to provide me with protection while I undertake the focus ritual over the next hour. I'll be helpless, so if this is to succeed, you must serve as my guardians. But you must also help. I need you to contribute the knowledge you've learned throughout your time here, whether you can help recite arcane theorems or help manipulate the natural energies of the circle. I need at least one of you to contribute through the process, but it need not be the same person throughout the entire ritual. You all will do well. I trust you. Jatembe mounts the steps into the circle, and the elemental forces around it flare. The ground shudders and thrums with power. So, basically, I'm just going to give you guys the tiniest bit of peek behind the curtain here. So, what is going to be happening is that during the ritual, at least one hero must be in the circle with Jatembe to help with the ritual. Between the fights, having a character who is at least an expert in arcana or nature, or a master in occultism or religion, is sufficient. During the encounters, at least one hero must stand in the circle and attempt a arcana or nature check, or occultism or religion, which are slightly harder, as a single action with the concentrate trait. At least one character must attempt at least one check per round. So if you guys need to swap back and forth, as long as you get someone in there with one action remaining, they can do the check. But someone has to do the check every round.
I'm legendary in Arcana, so I have a plus 36. I would like to be in the circle as default. If I need to move, I will move, but
I have a legendary in occultism, so I would feel comfortable being like a secondary if you need to pop out.
That is technically a harder save. I wonder if it wouldn't be better to keep Endures in Darkness back as a second.
What's his
The nature is the
bonus?
alternate.
What's his bonus to it?
Let me double
That's a good
check.
question.
He is just a TA.
Nature, only a 27.
What?
His religion is better.
He's more
Oh,
religious
what's
man
his
than a
religion?
mushroom
I
man.
was
He-
totally
here's
off
the thi-
base.
Here's the thing. Endures may be a druid, but that's only sort of like due to his like culture and upbringing.
Fair
He
enough.
removed us
Fair
both
enough.
as culture
You know what?
upbringing.
My nature is better than his nature. That's
That's
insane.
My nature and my religion are the same, so don't look to me. I got nothing for you.
How's your Arcana?
Even worse. No, actually, it's the same. It's the same
Okay.
as my nature, and it's the same as my religion, which is. Eh.
And Zoe, what's your occultism? Probably pretty good.
it's at 34.
Oh yeah, I'm stupid. You could.
As a reminder, the occultism and religion checks are a little harder.
I have nature
Yeah.
at 30, so
If you want, someone could make, because this is a big ritual, if someone could make me make me an Arcana check to see
Yeah.
if I'll maybe give you a gauge of like, you can tell me what your bonus is for a thing and I'll see if it's good.
Oh my god, I have not rolled anything other than 5s today. That's still gonna be a 41.
Okay, well, Zoe, what is your nature? Your plus to nature?
30.
30.
That's a pretty damn good for this check.
Okay.
You'll have a fairly easy time.
Okay. We'll try it. We
Yeah.
have a hero point.
We're probably not going to necessarily get going with everything this week because this part of the thing I was going to say behind the curtain. This is going to be an encounter that lasts in 3 waves. This is a defense mission.
Wait, did we have a. Sorry, clear this
No.
up for me because my brain. No, I didn't think so.
No, we did not have a long rest.
So I'm going to say,
Oh no!
you guys position yourselves because you guys are going to have some. You can position yourselves any which way you want. Where this would start, there is a sort of like, you see the blue circle on the map?
Yeah.
That is the zone you have to be in for your check to count towards the ritual success.
Okay.
This is a very big map.
It is. Sure would be nice to have had meteor, swarm, falling stars, whatever it is, but I already used
I think
it.
they specifically designed these series of encounters to try and drain your spell slots.
Yes, no
Yeah,
kidding.
because they want us to die? Is that
Nope.
what they want?
No kidding.
I'll tell you this also because I care about y'all and I consider you friends. There are no more of the giant beetles.
Yay!
Even the final wave doesn't
Wait.
include a giant beetle.
Wait.
It includes other things, but not the giant beetle.
I was about to say, but it probably includes something else.
Keep the
nasty.
safety ovipositors. Hooray!
Oh Lord.
Mind.
No more ovipositors!
Get them out of here.
What are we? AO3?
It's like
Stop
no
it.
more wire hangers, but the opposite.
All right. You guys have a few minutes. Are there any other preparations you want to do?
I would like to really quickly grab material.
That will be allowed.
Thank you.
I think since Ophelia doesn't know
So,
what's
Matt, how many
Yes.
sets of 10 minutes have we had to rest between this and the last encounter?
I'll say you guys have had about 30 minutes.
Okay, so
No,
Charlotte,
okay.
you'll get 6 things back.
Okay. That's
Plus you had-
perfect, but not bad.
Sarah, you also had the 45 minutes it took Igora to heal us.
Yeah.
So then that'll add another 4 times 2, so another 8. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Okay, that should get me just enough to replenish slightly on my supply list. Okay.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Hello.
No.
Oh.
Would you like to learn about a few things I can help with?
I don't
No.
know how that even happened.
Play Starfinder.
I already turned it off, you weirdo.
No, there's a fun fun fact chat. If you have an Alexa, you can, if you say name of the product, play Starfinder, you will get taken through a very fun interactive sci-fi adventure that Paizo wrote that has Nathan Fillion voice acting in it.
The
All right.
more you know.
All right. Is everyone where they want to be?
Mentally or physically?
Maybe.
I mean,
Actually,
I don't know how
no,
deep you
I
wanna go
lied.
here.
I don't want to be here. I want to be
I want to
Here.
be where the ritual is.
Are
that
we?
way I can point in that direction. Oh, no, that's the circle.
I'm assuming that enemies will be coming from just about every direction.
You're not sure.
I can point in this direction.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take a chance and assume that at least one might be coming from this direction. So I will position myself over here.
Hello.
And as long as I'm
Hi,
shooting that blue
Diglett.
circle.
Before we start combat, could I summon something?
I think you'd probably have time.
Okay.
You might, how long do the summons last?
For
Probably
the
a
regular
minute.
summon spells, they last
Up to a minute.
up to a minute. so.
You might, you'll have time because this is such a big map. Once the encounter starts, you might just do that on your first turn.
But before the encounter does start, chat, just so
Need an
that we
ad.
can do it uninterrupted for the rest of tonight, we're going to roll one final ad break, and then we
Roll
will
that
get
ad.
into the last sort of wave.
May-
So, assuming everyone has their preparations ready, the ritual can begin, and we'll probably at least get the initiative rolled for this encounter, first wave.
We'll probably be able to get the first little bit done because we still have another 20.
All right. Well, is everyone ready?
Ready, Freddy.
Tracker up.
All right.
Ready, Freddy.
All right. I must double check what the first wave is. Okay. All right. Yes. 4 and 1. Okay. I'm just going to go into GM layer real quick.
And I'll
1.
do the initiative.
Yeah, please
tracker
clear
for
that
you.
off.
And I'll put it up here. And if y'all want, we can roll for initiative now.
Shall we?
Ah,
Oh no!
good lord. I don't think I rolled anything above a 5 tonight.
That's
Lordy,
literally been me for the
Ophelia.
last couple weeks.
That's okay. That's what we want from the person rolling the buffs.
Yeah.
No, absolutely correct.
We have one of these.
What a roll!
A disciple.
Oh, yucky.
We
Uh,
have
Their names
one
are
of these.
they have placed the things on this map. Interestingly, I'm having to search around for.
I was right. There is an enemy right here. I knew it.
Look, there's a bird
One,
over
two.
there.
Oh, I
need
see it. There's one. And there.
more
And there.
disciple.
They're everywhere.
Oh my god, we're gonna have to fight birds too.
Not
Okay.
the birds.
So, has the party all rolled initiative?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
I need to assign some color nodes to these guys just so I don't get them mixed up. We've got 4 disciples and 1 apocalypse ant swarm.
That sounds pleasant.
I mean, at least it's not a giant beetle, you know.
Hey, have I mentioned how much I dislike ants? Because I do.
I'm not wild about that. I think they're kind of neat, but I don't care for them too much.
Ants are an ants in a house is antithesis of something filthy in a house, and therefore the house should be scrubbed totally and completely clean.
All right, I'm going to roll for the disciples. 1, 2, 3. Where's the 4th one? Way up north, I think. Yes. And the 1 apocalypse ant swarm. All right. So we begin wave number 1, descending order. We're going to start, with Ophelia. You see a writhing mass of very angry and very evil-looking ants coming from the south, along with another were-ant, and then 2 more. And these ones, I believe, are flying. Yes. The first
They
threats
fly
come...
now?
I understood that reference.
Best line in cinema history.
As at the start of any combat, we're gonna roll to see +1, +2, or do I get my strawberry back?
Strawberry.
That's definitely a strawberry, but I don't know where the strawberry is at this point.
Strawberry! No! We need to have a little PNG strawberry specifically for this. A token strawberry.
I will make a icon. Hold on, let me make a note. I'll add it to this.
This
story
close
drive
to the
thing.
golden
5
ending.
seconds left in this game.
I know.
I mean, here's the thing though. There could be other stuff in
no,
the golden
so
ending that
sad.
require a strawberry.
No, very true, very true.
That is
And
True.
is there any
That's
reason
assuming
why
if-
we would not have a golden not a golden ending, a strawberry in the Art
No.
Deco?
Though, fun fact, Ophelia is possibly the first character that might be being taken out in the golden ending.
Oh.
I mean, if they take them out in
Wait.
order of usefulness,
Oh, it's so ominous.
it'd probably be
Wait, what?
Ophelia,
And it's not
Aubrey,
even a
Charlotte,
combat
and-
encounter.
That's
Oh no.
incredibly ominous.
Wait,
Ominous
Why
is
would
my
you-
middle name.
why would you say such a thing, sir?
Because
I'm
it
gonna
brings-
be thinking
Because he
about
has
that for
evil in
weeks.
his heart, Sarah.
because it makes me happy.
I mean, I would not be surprised.
What are you, Hannibal Lecter? Mind games?
I don't like. Well, no, I'm a vegetarian for one thing.
Ophelia's going to
That's the opposite of a cannibal.
gonna use the staff of possible visions.
But
We're running.
that's impossible.
so low on
Oh,
things. This spell has a range of 120 feet. Warp mind.
Also, by the way, me saying that's impossible is not a reference to the fact that it's an impossible staff. It's a reference to you guys using any of your magic items.
All
Wait,
of my
what?
magical items are passive, Matt.
Let's say.
That seems like a poor
I
decision.
have magical items.
Let's say.
Wait, what?
Actually, technically, Pito is a magic item, and you use that a lot.
Oh, that's true. I've got a couple of things, but
Can green make me a will saving throw?
What's the range on this?
120 feet.
Okay, you're probably fine. Green, a will save, you say?
Yes, please. DC
47.
7, so they meet to beat. Which means that the first action on its next turn will be confused.
All right.
And that's my turn. And I can make a note of that, so I will remember that for next.
That would be greatly appreciated. All right, we move on to which one is this? Red. Red is probably gonna have to just spend their turn moving towards y'all. Let's see, how far is he actually away from me? Oh God. He may not even get there in this turn. Checking their fly speed. No, 60 feet, so they can get 120 in 1 or 2. So that will bring that still might not be enough because it's just, yeah, you're just out of there. So it's going to fly directly at Charlotte, but it's going to take all 3 movements to get there. As
can
this
I retcon preparedness or something? Because my
Sure.
brain just forgot that I had it.
That's fine.
Can I load and prep my flamethrower, please?
Okay.
Preach. Thank you.
All right, we move on to the Apocalypse Ant Swarm. That is going to move. How far away is it? Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, it's going to need to use all 3 movement to get up to Avi Avi.
Oh, I'm so fucked.
And then we move to where Ant Disciple number blue.
Number
boy.
blue.
Yeah, number blue. It's a number now. Uh,
You hear that, Diglett? There's a number blue. He is staring at me right now with just
This
this
one is gonna
pensive look on
spend-
his face.
all 3 moves.
To share this.
Actually, hold on. Hold on. How much did I say their movement was? Their fly speed? No, it is 60. Okay, yeah. They're gonna get up to Charlotte as well. They're closing the distance fast, but Igora, you are up.
Who do I save?
Oh no, it's a quick time event.
Igora
QTEs.
is going to expend 3 actions and cast Summon Elemental.
Oh. Nifty. Also, as a reminder, someone this round has to do the track.
Yep.
Not me.
So that's the inner circle.
No, you're just as long as you're in the blue circle, you're fine.
This big bubble.
Yeah.
A
Oh.
bubble.
It's the circle, it's not the
Okay, I'll summon that
Like the
there.
whole gazebo. Okay, great.
Do
Oh, good. Okay, great.
this will be on
Don't make it.
red.
Keep it. Keep it. Keep it.
That'll miss.
31.
And
Rude.
they
Rude.
weren't here for your casting of it. They don't get it this round. And then they will try it again.
not a critical failure though. But
Well, I mean, I rolled a 2, Matthew.
I know.
Then that is my turn in the pretty much all I can do.
All right. Charlotte, you're up. You got some bugs in your face.
I do. I'm gonna spend 1 action
Okay.
to move this way.
Double checking that they don't have AO. No, they have a other reaction that's gonna be annoying to keep track of.
Delightful. I'm going to need I don't know if this DC stat is correct. So you'll have to let me know.
I will let you know.
But I'm throwing at him with the Greater Alchemist's fire.
So it will be a DC 28 then.
Okay, let's hope they fail
28?
spectacularly.
Yeah.
Fail
Reflex.
spectacularly, my dude.
All right, we will do red first.
Crit success.
Damn.
Crit success.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, what?
No damage. No.
That's a waste of my actions.
What?
Good night. I will just die here.
We're at I had to say it once tonight.
Yep.
Orange, who I think actually can make it to Avi Avi in 2 motions, so they may actually get to attack. Yes. And they're gonna lash out with a Carapace Fist. Yes. 48.
Oh Lord, yeah.
I need a fort save. Because this is some monk bullshit.
No, you don't. You don't need anything. You don't need a fort save. Not my worst save. Okay. That's gonna be a 45.
That will be a critical success.
Okay, I was like, it better be. I rolled a 15. It better be at least a success. Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, so
I
you are
want
not
to know.
stunned in any way. They can't connect with your body solidly enough to stun you, because the force of their punch just kind of pushes you out of the way a little bit. I mean, they still do 34 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, yeah. Ow!
And it's your turn.
So it is. Okay, hold on, give me 1 second.
One of the
Do
checks.
Yes, you're the last chance to do the check.
Yes. Don't worry, I'm not super concerned about that. As a matter of fact, I will get that out of the way first. Do
What's
a cheeky
your
little Arcana check. I don't. Is a 40 gonna cut it?
Yes, the DC is
Okay.
35.
Okay. Dangerously low, but I'm.
Yeah, I was worried you were kind of buttering the toast a little too much there for a second.
It's fine. The other thing I want to do, I think I'm going to cast flammable fumes, and if I can position it in such a way that I can get everyone in front of me,
Yeah, you can like put it over here, sort of.
I would like to get, yeah, perfect, right there.
All right.
Beautiful. So immediately they all need to take 2d6 poison damage. And I don't even think that's even on a basic save. That's the nasty thing about flammable fumes is that it's
they'll start there and they'll take the 2d6
Yeah.
poison.
yeah. So if someone could anyone put that on the field permanently, please?
Yeah, I just did.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Then we're going to move, I think, to the last Were Ant disciple.
Confused.
And I rolled
He
max
is confused.
damage. Look, 2 6s.
And because it doesn't
Nice.
have a target like really close by, I'm just gonna say it's gonna wander in one of 3 directions.
Yippee!
Technically,
one
they
will-
attack themselves.
Is that a thing?
I mean,
The
if they're
confusion.
Pokemon.
No, it's the confusion, but it's the confusion thing.
I thought that was just Pokemon.
No,
Yeah, you target yourself, automatically hitting but not scoring a critical hit.
Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself?
Oop. Oop.
Oop.
So yeah, he's just gonna whack himself with his fist. So I have a hard time imagining how he's hitting himself with his own mandibles.
He bites
He
his
just bites his own arm.
fist.
He's gonna give himself double Were Ant.
Listen,
Like
you
a-
ever see a cat chase their tail? They can
He's
bite themselves.
He's biting
Uh,
his hand.
He hits, but he can't crit.
he
these.
automatically hit. It just
Yeah.
says you don't.
My
crit.
favorite thing is when
So
they
just roll the
actually do
damage,
catch
right?
their
Oh, yeah.
tail and bite it,
Yep.
and
Right.
then yelp in pain as if they were not expecting that.
All right,
Tasha
32
just looks at me like,
plus
why would you do
28.
this?
Dumbass.
That becomes 60 in total.
dare.
Oh, and then so 83 in total.
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
That's
these guys are good at
kinda-
hitting things. That's kind of all their own thing, though. He's not confused now.
Why
Um,
are you hitting yourself?
And I think this will be a good place to stop because we are at the top of the initiative now.
Yeah.
And as we hit the top of the round and get ready for the rest of this encounter, thank you all so much for coming to tonight's episode of the Strength of Thousands Adventure Path. Don't forget to check out our many, many, many other shows here on the channel, and we'll see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.
Oh.
Goodbye.